The Leongatha Education Precinct won the right to be an e-learning creative communities partnership project. The LEP, as we note, is 8 community organisations in South Gippsland in Victoria. These partners are the South Gippsland Shire, the South Gippsland and Bass Coast LEN, which is a Victorian Government local learning and employment network, the Department of Education and Training, the Gippsland Regional Council for Adult Community and Further Education, the South Gippsland Specialist School, the Leongatha Secondary College, the Education Centre Gippsland, another ACE organisation, and Gipps TAFE, who is the community leader and banker. It was the 4 educational partners, as well as the small community house, who actively participated in the project. The aims were to collaboratively decide on a common learning management system, develop and implement a professional development strategy for 15 teachers from the educational partners, and mentor, trial and evaluate the use of online learning. The project was about attracting and engaging disadvantaged learners. Our client group was extremely wide and included 15 to 9-year-old early school leavers who are either doing CGA in a community setting or VCAL in a TAFE setting. VCAL is the Victorian Certificate of Applied Learning, which is a relatively new alternative for our Victorian Year 11 and 12 students. Some of these learners are voluntarily undertaking study, but most are studying as a condition for receiving welfare benefits. While school students appear to be an engaged group, many Year 8 and 9 students in particular are very disengaged. As well as mainstream school students, there were also the students with disabilities from the local specialist school. We had 5 professional development sessions of 3 hours each. We developed a shell on the TAFE Virtual Campus, which is a Victorian State Government funded platform that uses WebCT as its software. We developed a community hub on the virtual campus as a means of sharing common resources, information and experience. Only 1 teacher had previously taught online before, and 3 others had excellent IT skills. The rest ranged from moderate to poor IT skills. The teachers were chosen for their interest and enthusiasm rather than their skills or experience. One of the teachers at the secondary college is a multimedia teacher as well as an English teacher. He developed this wonderful resource called Pirates Ahoy for his Year 8 English students. The course contains over a term's work. As you run your mouse over the graphics, they become links to a wonder world using Flash, voice technology, discussion boards and the internet as a rich mix of experiences and exploration for the students. For the main tasks, he has incorporated a sample and then details of the task. For example, you can earn 5 gold coins by writing a message about your adventures. What the teacher found was that students were accessing the resource from home as well as school, that only 1 student did not submit any work at all, and even those students who regularly submitted no or little work submitted at least 2 pieces, which was really astonishing. The same teacher also developed a Year 11 multimedia course which was totally different in look and feel and used the group presentation tools really well to facilitate discussions among small groups, working on lighting, screens, sets, script, etc., as well as the film as a whole. The Year 8 LOTE teacher has a lot of students who by Year 8 have decided that they do not wish to continue with LOTE, and it is really difficult to keep them engaged. She used a web quest and internet resources in her Japanese resource. She was amazed how much the students enjoyed the course and they were really keen to do more. Even the most disengaged students submitted some work. However, as a teacher, she felt that the attention and time she was devoting to her Year 8 class was distracting from the time she devoted to other classes. She was amazed that even the excellent and enthusiastic students had to be monitored carefully to be kept on track. This raises time and work management issues which would be common to many teachers in many settings. We also had 2 different literature teachers who developed courses for an increasing number of students who are unable to fit literature into their regular school timetable and so are undertaking it out of school hours. As well as this, there is also an increasing number of students from small remote schools who want to do literature but their school is unable to offer it because of low student number. For the remote students, both teachers are excited by the responses of their students, and they plan to continue to develop the courses for next year and beyond. The Education Centre Gippsland is a community-based ACE provider who involved their CGEA young people in the planning and developing of a website to better help them access and deal with Centrelink. All these learners use Centrelink on a regular basis and find it a daunting experience. The resource allows the learners to be directed into the Centrelink website depending on what it is they need to know. The resource sits on the TAFE VC but also on the provider's website, and it has been used by many of their clients on many occasions. The South Gippsland Specialist School is for students with learning disabilities. They chose to search the internet for resources that were appropriate for their students and able to be customised if necessary. The teachers found and sorted the resources into their key learning areas to make them more readily accessible for all teachers at the school. The resources were then presented to the teachers and trialled with students. These students need audio, very simple navigation and clear instructions. Lots of colour and activity is also important. They also use a lot of multimedia resources that the Learning Federation in Victoria has developed for schools. This is one of them. The Learning Resource Centre at Gipps TAFE developed a series of Flash, Captivate and digital stories to better help VCAL learners utilise the library. In hindsight, their resource was too media rich and students found download time frustrating and off-putting. On the other hand, the same group of learners had a numeracy resource customised for them, and this worked very well. It was clear and simple to use, and the learners enjoyed using computers for numeracy activities rather than word processing and research. The disability teacher was the only teacher who was experienced in online delivery. Her learners are used to studying at distance and online. In the past, she utilised a discussion board for learners to keep in touch when they were out on work placement. She decided to change to voice boards instead of text discussion boards. She found that during voice postings by the learners, she was able to pick up inflections in their voice when things were not going as well as they might have. In the past, it was not until she got to a workplace that she discovered that even though the learner had said everything was fine, that in fact there had been some problems. With the voice boards, she picked up these issues right from the start and was able to resolve them without a second visit to the workplace. This was a big saving for her. The only downside was that each computer the learner was going to use needs to be checked to ensure that the microphone is active. The voice board is easy to use and the learners liked it. The project as a whole has been very successful. There has been agreement from all LEP partners to use WebCT, and teachers are now able to share resources and experiences across the LEP. Over 320 learners participated in the trials, and all 15 teachers want to continue incorporating more online delivery into their practice. The other non-educational partners of the LEP are now keen to investigate e-learning and e-business as it relates to them, and we are keen to secure further funding to allow the LEP to continue in their e-learning journey.